Remember the last 2 months of 2021? I made about 3 videos on Black Mesa Blue Shift back then, all pretty close to each other, and yeah, that might have been a little bit too much Black Mesa Blue Shift in a short amount of time. But for the last 5 months or so, there hasn't been much word about the Black Mesa-based remake of Half-Life's second story expansion. They did celebrate their birthday in January by showing off some new stuff for the 4th chapter they're working on at the moment, but apart from that, not much. That is until last Friday. The Hiku Collective, or the HECU Collective, however you want to pronounce it, posted a pretty chunky new media update for us all to take a look at and read. So let's dive straight in together. Don't worry, I'll hold your hand.
LambdaGeneration.
In case you're not entirely aware of what Black Mesa Blue Shift is, allow me to explain the mod as fast as possible. It's a total conversion mod for Black Mesa that aims to recreate the original Half-Life 1 story expansion, Half-Life Blue Shift, into the Black Mesa engine. So if you're a Half-Life Blue Shift fan, then this will be right up your alley. The mod will be releasing in chapters, with chapter 1, 2, and 3 already being out now and ready to be played. I actually did a playthrough of chapter 3 on this channel if you wish to check it out, or just download the mod and experience it for yourself. That's always more fun, isn't it? Chapter 4, called Captive Freight, is still in development as of today, with a lot of work on it already being finished. But they're not quite there yet. But this media update posted last Friday will neatly tell us what has actually been finished so far and what they'd like to show off to the wider world. So let's have a look. Firstly, in this media update, they show off a screenshot of the warehouse basement designed and mapped by Black Priest, Faber, Sypho, and Icebird112. You can see what the original map looked like from the screenshot in the top left corner. It obviously looks way more detailed and the lighting is way more advanced, taking full advantage of Black Mesa's improved lighting system. Talking about lighting, the next screenshot they show off, taken at the freight yard, looks extremely good. If you look at this image from a distance, you could mistake this for a photo taken in the real world. There is some impressive lighting and texture work right here. Next up is a segment that talks about why some of these chapters are stuck in development for so long sometimes. Some chapters are more advanced than others. The first chapter, for example, Living Quarters Outbound, was a pretty easy job to do because it didn't require too much scripting and custom voice acting because you were basically stuck in a tram the entire time. This chapter took about 3 months to create. The second chapter was a bit more involved as the player was now free to roam around the security sector by themselves. Over 400 lines of voice acting was recorded by Crowbar Collective voice actors, and a lot was done to make the chapter entertaining despite the lack of bullet action. This chapter was still pre-disaster after all. This chapter took 4 months to develop. The third chapter was the first real chapter where shit hit the fan. Apparently, the HECU Collective didn't like the original maps in Half-Life Blue Shift for this chapter, so there was a lot of debating being done on how to improve on them. They ended up using the map sources from Skim's 2263's old Blue Shift remake project. They were used as a base to build upon. This chapter took about 4 months as well, and if it wasn't for those map sources, development time could have easily ballooned up to 5 to 7 months. For the development of the chapter currently in development, the team actually took a 2.5-month break before continuing. They decided to split the chapter into 2 parts, and the first half of this chapter is now about 95% done. And then, the war happened. Many developers working on Black Mesa Blue Shift are either from Ukraine or Russia, meaning that development of the mod became a little bit more challenging, to say the least. Development could go on slowly or fast depending on the situation in the country. Everyone's safety is obviously a #1 priority. Among all of this, some more screenshots of Chapter 4 are shown from the sewer to this pretty ominous looking hallway. Further along, we also got a screenie from the train turntable that we'll no doubt be using in the mod. We also got a bunch of models right here, from a tank car to a helicopter, a sand tower, and even this roll of metal. Don't try to lift this. Kevin Sisk from Crowbar Collective, most famous for voicing the security guards, made these sign models as well for the 4th chapter. Lastly, we got a new soundscape to listen to as well from the depths of the steam tunnels. Let's have a listen. And then we also got a new set of animations for the grenade made by a Lil Piff to give some new shine to these grenades. It's all pretty good stuff. And the absolute last thing they're talking about is that they need your help. They actually let go of about 9 team members lately, so they need some help to refill their list of talented people. They're specifically looking for mappers who are experienced with creating Black Mesa looking environments. Do you think you can give them a helping hand? Join their Discord server and get in contact with them. You can find a link to join it by visiting the media update, which we of course link in the description below. They also have a VK group available for their Russian-speaking fans, and they even have a Patreon page that you can support to show off your love for the mod. They don't really have any tiers, so you get to pay what you want. By becoming a patron, you'll have access to about 14 exclusive images that haven't appeared anywhere else. So if you really can't wait for more content, then be sure to join them there. Now comes the big question. You all know what it is by now. When will this chapter release? Well, currently they're aiming for the end of the summer this year, or maybe the start of fall. But this is of course an estimation and not a promise, especially with the war going on. You never know what'll happen. These are very unpredictable times, and I sincerely hope that everyone involved with this project is safe and doing okay. Hell, I hope anyone who's watching this and finds themselves in the middle of this war is safe and okay. Nobody should be going through something like this in their lifetime. Let's hope this hell will be over soon. If you want to read this article for yourself, then please go find it in the description below. There might be some stuff I left out, so that it's still worth reading the article and giving them some attention. So, what do you think of Black Mesa Blueshift so far? Have you played any of the chapters yet? Let us know in the comments. It's always a pleasure to read them. Oh, and have you seen the interview I did with the team last year? I had a bunch of developers on, including Kevin Sisk, to talk about the mod, how they got started on it, and about all of the challenges of creating this mod. You can find that on our channel. It's very interesting. In the meantime, let's wait for Chapter 4 to come out. If it's anything like Chapter 3, then I'm 100% certain that this is going to be another amazing experience.
And welcome to the Black Mesa Transit System. This automated train is provided for the security and convenience of the Black Mesa Research Facility personnel. The time is 8:47 a.m. Current topside temperature is 93 degrees, with an estimated high of 105. The Black Mesa compound is maintained at a pleasant 68 degrees at all times.